You know,
Tales of the hustle, dreams come alive. Building the future, watch them strive. Why use? Why use? Tune in and vibe the drive. Why use? Why use? Tune in and vibe the drive.
my oos, why oos? I still like the other one though. It's crazy. It says lost the boss recording failed.
Hold on, let me get this. Hold on.
Is that? Oh, you see it on your end too?
Yeah,
Oh, so it's well, you know what I'm saying? Is we're having difficult technical difficulties due to just everything around us. Has lost the boss. Is trying to get his thing going. You know what I mean? So it's myself. Let me just turn my oos around the wild oos
need one of those.
for real, man. Where's that at? Is it this one? Is it one?
In a room where the question marks fly, he sits with a gaze that meets the sky, wearing the weight of wisdom's crown.
Can you hear that?
Listens to beats that
Yes,
never
sir.
drown. With a cap that holds the unknown, in the spotlight, yet alone. A silent voice, a humble king. In this picture, let the story sing.
What you think about that one?
I like the beat.
Oh, that's why. Oops. Got my chair. I'm like, why am I so up, man?
Trying to feel taller, buddy.
No,
In a room where the question marks
the
fly,
camera I got right here is like
meets the sky.
if I move too much, you'll see it, the blur thing on.
Listens to beats that never drown.
I just want to collect this shit right now.
In the
Nice.
spotlight, yet alone. A silent voice, a humble king. In this picture, let the story sing.
Give it a few minutes to warm up.
All right. We on here yet or not?
Oh, we on, bro.
The unknown,
Oh, okay.
spotlight,
Yeah, yeah, we live. Bro.
in the spotlight, yet alone. In this picture, let the story sing.
That's the one right there.
Powered by Riverside.
It's always good to get a little warm up going on. Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another live episode of the Wild Ooze Podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Morphinua.
And
That's
lost the
what.
balls.
Yeah, let's run that one more time, Ooze, because I always introduce you first, but you know
You
the
can go
deal,
first.
Ooze.
Oos. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you ready? Three, two, one.
Lost the balls.
Kenny Morphinua, and we are the Wild Ooze. Hey, we should work on that, huh? What kind of
Yeah,
intro
we
you
need.
got? Yeah, what do you think we should do? Like, would that be like hella gay and shit? Be like, and we're the Wild Ooze Podcast, and we're the Wild Ooze.
Whatever you want to do. Oos. Don't matter.
Hey, you try to intro Ooze. You know what I'm saying? Like, guide us, get us in.
Like, think of something next time. All right.
Nah, think of it right now, bro. Off your dome, Moose.
Off my dome, huh?
I'm gonna count
Hey,
down.
welcome to another
Three,
episode.
two. Hey, here you go. Countdown. I learned that from a guy so smooth. Shout out to the Wii Fobs. So they do the whole countdown thing, you know? Three,
Gotcha.
two, one.
Welcome to another episode of Why Oos. I'm Lost the Boss. I'm here with.
Kenny Morphinua.
Oh, and we about to get started on some topics today.
Yeah. So, okay, let's run that one more time. After I say Kenny Mofanua, you'll be like, and we are, and we'll say it together.
All right.
Wow, oops. Let's try that
Wow.
shit. 3, 2.
All right.
You ready? Let me know when you're ready, and I'll count
All right,
down.
you ready?
All right, quiet on set. 3, 2, 1.
What's up, folks? We're running another episode today. I'm Lost the Boss.
And I'm Kenny Mofanua.
Wow, oops. What's say, bro? Yeah, you
Oh, so no, you gotta. I was the cue was you were gonna be like, if we are, and we'll be
Oh,
together.
got you. My bad. I forgot
Wow,
about that.
oops.
All
And
right.
we are though. Yeah,
Oh, we are the, or you want me to say we are?
yeah, whatever. So you gonna say we are?
Okay, we are. All right.
Yeah, well, whatever feels comfortable for you. So I mean, we got all day before the audience chips chime in. You know.
Yeah. All right, got you. Got you. All right. Let's do it again. Do your countdown again.
All right, quiet on set. Quiet on set. 3, 2.
What's up, folks? This is Lost the Boss, and
Kenny Morphanua.
we are.
Wow.
Wow.
Oops.
Yeah, why you checking
Oh,
out the
we gotta work on that one. And
our
we are the
synchronization
wows.
sucks. We got
Oh yeah,
wow.
hey,
Oops. Do
okay,
you want to say fast or
wows.
slow? Oops. Wow. Oops.
Wows.
So wow. Oops. All right.
Yeah, wows. Ready? Let's try that together. Ready? Go. Wow.
Wow.
All right,
Oops.
oops. Wows. Hey, how
You're not
about
supposed to pause. Oops.
okay, how about you be like wow and I'll be like oops. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
All right. There we go.
That's a
Okay.
lot better, huh? All right.
And we are why.
Oops.
So he's still stalling.
Hold on. Well, was that too fast?
No, you supposed to say like right after I say why, then you say oops.
Yeah, I said I jumped in too fast. All right, oops.
No. You took a little pause. That's why.
Okay.
That's just right after I say why, do you come with the oops?
Oops.
Yep.
All right, I'm ready. Oops. Start from the beginning for the whole set. We got
All
it. Oops.
right.
3, 2.
Hello, folks. What's up? I'm Lost the Boss. We're here today with another episode. I'm here with my man,
Kenny Morphanua.
and we are why.
Oops. Yeah,
Exactly.
man. Yes, if you're new to the channel, man, this is where we elevate all voices. You know what I mean? That's what we're all
Yes,
about, man.
sir.
And today, oops, today we are gonna, for those that are tuning in, we're gonna be covering, what are we covering? Veterans Day,
Memorial
I'm
Day.
sorry, Memorial
Memorial
Day.
Day.
Caitlin Clark and versus Angel Reese drama. What else are we doing, oops?
We're talking about mental health.
Mental health. And then Lilo and Stitch drama from the Polynesians. They're folks are unhappy, man. Our people are unhappy about that one, man. And
Oh
last but not
man,
least, we got the what Pacers fan that got a
free tickets.
free ticket. Yeah, man. So tune in, man. For those that are new to the channel, that's what we're gonna be talking about. See, normally that's like an introduction, how it all starts, and then you play the music,
Powered by Riverside.
and then you jump to the topic. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Also, you could be editing this after. Huh?
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
like it's the intro. It's the hype intro. Yeah. Ooh, so, anyways, let's jump right to it, man. Memorial Day services, sacrifice, and the Pacifica Islanders. You know that's what we're covering tonight, man. How was your Memorial Day, bro?
Oh man, it was good. Spent time at the park with the church and family. Then I even got some free food from my local Tuggy Masseuse. Then she was like kind enough to drop me and my daughter off some food. So it was blessings. I like it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the fallen soldiers. You know, because if without you guys, we wouldn't be here today to be able to do what we're doing. Something like what we're doing right now is podcasting. So salute to all the family members who've lost their loved ones who served our country, man. For real.
And everybody else that was lost, memories to them too.
Yeah, man. So there's an article. It says the significant contribution. I mean, I pulled up a little bit of stuff over here, man. So I was checking it out. I believe there's also one out there in Hawaii, So it says Memorial Day services throughout islands honor those who paid ultimate price to protect freedom, safety, and peace, man. So some fresh slaves, you know. Yeah. Instead of me doing that, instead of reading it, man, I can actually share it to the viewers too. It's something
Share.
that's sentimental to me, Bill, because family members of ours, man. So you see that one right there, Oos?
Yeah.
The full flag and then the legs right here, man, out there in Hawaii.
Nice.
So yeah, man. So shout out to those, and I know everywhere in the U.S., man, everybody's honoring our fallen soldiers, and like Lassie said, those that were lost, man. Because yeah, we can't, and then the prisoners of war too. That's a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
deep meaning behind it, man. So just to cover that, did I stop us? No, I didn't. Good. I tried to make sure I didn't delete the thing. Trying to pull up some notes over here, Oos.
Do your thing.
Yeah. Speaking of us being Samoans and shout out to all the Polynesians who served, they said over 25,000 Pacific Islanders served in the U.S. military. And of course, as you know, American Samoa having the highest enlisted per capita in America, man. So
All right.
just
Get
wanted to
off the block
highlight that
somehow.
for real. It seems like that's what it was, though, too, huh? A lot of
Yep.
that's pretty much the only thing that we got going on out there. Like I mentioned before in previous episodes, is like there's only a few ways to get to leave the Rock. For those that are not knowing what we're talking about, the Rock, we're basically saying American Samoa. You don't have a lot of opportunities out there, especially if you're trying to grow or see the world. You either become a good football player or any kind of player in sports. I think it's only football and volleyball is the biggest factor where a lot of our islanders are able to come to the U.S., what we call it the mainland, to for education and just for what else, bro? For like opportunities.
Exactly.
And then if you're not going that route, then you have the two other option because there's not a lot of jobs out there. The only real job you have out there is a lot of government contract jobs, or if you're working for the Department of Defense, whether it's the DoD for education, or working being a Senate, or just any of those government jobs, and then you have the tuna factory out there, the tuna can factory out there in American Samoa. So those are your options, and of course, joining the military to go and on your journey, whatever that journey be, man. That's what I wanted to bring up, man, as far as when it comes to Memorial Day. You know what though, cuz a lot of people what I realize is even regular Americans out here don't seem to understand the difference of Memorial Day and Veterans Day. I think they mix everything together. They'll just be like, thank you to the vets too. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever came across that?
Yeah, it's just because because they think Memorial Day just seems to stick to this people that served and passed away, but Memorial Day is actually just for everybody that you lost in the past. So, it's to honor everybody. You know how like the Mexicans had the Day of the Dead, we got Memorial Day to honor all those that went before us. So a lot of times they get mixed up as just being military based only holiday, but it's actually for everybody. So, and Veterans Day, that's just for veterans, gone or still here, So that's what I think.
But when you're a veteran, right? Does it have the same deals that on Veterans Day? You guys, I know some of my buddies they look forward to Veterans Day because they get to go to certain restaurants to go eat for free, whether it's brunch or lunch or even breakfast. And then there's I don't know if Memorial Day has the same thing.
Nah, there's no benefits for that on Memorial Day, not that I know. Probably just a few shops that honor the Memorial Day for veterans and stuff. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. You get a lot of free perks on Veterans Day. You get free food here. You get free beer at a bar. It's like they honor a lot of that stuff on Veterans Day. But Memorial Day is like it's just it's a holiday, so just to celebrate and remember everybody, you know, that's gone. So that's what it basically is. I didn't get no free anything for Memorial Day, you know, being a veteran and all, but I haven't seen any of that around.
Have you ever, speaking of Veterans Day, have you ever took advantage of those
Yeah,
good
yeah,
deals
bro.
and stuff?
Red Robins give you a free burger. Like all sorts of places over here. Casinos give you free gameplay, you know, for being a veteran, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of shops, but I don't think you go so much because you know there's too many places you can go get free stuff from. But don't use and abuse it too much though. Only
That's
certain
love,
spots that I
man.
like.
Well, before we get off topic, man, shout out to Salamo, family member of ours who passed away in 2004. Was that right?
Rest in
When
peace, Mo. Yep,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
2000. Yeah, four.
Yeah, because that's when Tony passed away. R.I.P. to cousin. And any other of our family members that you know of?
Oh man, not that I know of that passed away during service.
Hmm.
We probably got quite a few of them, but we just didn't really know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just the ones that we grew up with, man. So shout out to the Uso man, because he grew up with us. Dark ass Salamo, man.
Oh yeah, Mo was the man. So Mo Kriolu. And he
Guilu,
got buried
man.
back home.
That's love, man. Yeah, rest in peace, cousin. You got anything else on this topic right here, bro? I don't want to drown it too much. If I ain't got nothing on, I just wanted to honor,
Honor
our
all those
fallen
that are passed.
soldiers. Yeah, man. So we love y'all. We thank y'all for your service. And like I said before, man, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here right now, man. Shout out to all the fallen soldiers. Or rest in peace. Rest in love, man. So we're gonna jump right to it, man. Our next topic is Caitlin Clark and Angela Reese. Angel Reese. The drama, man, keeps going down, bro. What's your take on it?
Man, it's like bad. This is like Caitlin Clark's game is so good that you know Angel Reese is lightweight hating on her. Well, not lightweight. It's obviously big, you know, because she started this off at the national championship, just mocking her throughout the championship in college, and now it's carrying it 2 years later into the professional stage. So I was like, and you got all these guys involved in it. You know, like you got Stephen A, Skip Bayless, Ryan Clark. He's the one that's making a comment saying that Caitlin Clark fans are racist, but they're not racist. They're just hating on Angel Reese because she be doing too much on the court. You know, she's always trying to bully poor Caitlin and stuff, and always posting her in her social medias. It's like Caitlin Clark lives in her head rent free. You know, it's all bad.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. Because it also went to as far as RG3, Robert
Oh yeah,
Griffin Jr. The beef between, well, I don't want to say beef, but that was trending this week with what's his name again, Ryan Clark, right?
Ryan Clark. Yep.
Yeah, Ryan Clark and stuff. So that, what's your take on it, man? Do you feel is it a race thing or is it just uh, is it a
Nah,
race thing?
it's not racial, man. It's just that the fans are just tired of her treating Caitlin Clark like that. You know what I mean? It's like she's just jealous because Caitlin Clark she's a big draw for the WNBA. You know, she could bring in the numbers, the viewers. People want to pay to come see her play. And Angel Reese is like, what about me? I'm good too, but I don't know. You don't be scoring like how Caitlin Clark be scoring. Like you're good at rebounding and all that, and a little bit of defense, but it's just like don't hate the player, hate the game she got. You know, because she's really talented, especially for being Palangi. You know, she's
Hmm.
she's like the Stephen Curry of WNBA with the threes and stuff. It's like proven fact is like they had a game on June 7th scheduled. You know, it was going to be Angel Reese's team, which plays for Chicago, and then for Kaden Clark's team, they were supposed to go up there playing Chicago on June 7th. First, the ticket sales were at $76 a ticket. Then after they found out Caitlin Clark's not playing that game, she got injured. Sales dropped to $25 a ticket. So that just shows you how much, you know, influence she has on the game and what people want to come see and stuff. It's not Angel Reese because Angel Reese says like I'm just as good as her, but you're not a biggest draw, as Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the one that's bringing everybody in, that's making everybody watch.
Mm.
So that's why she's jealous, because she don't got that star power like Caitlin Clark does. And the good thing about Caitlin Clark, she's humble. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It feels like yeah. I guess race. If you factor out race and stuff, and you just envy, jealous of the fact that she's getting all the
Exactly.
publicity. Who knows,
Yeah,
man?
hopefully she's that good, you know? Like,
That's the difference. It would have been different if she was like Angel Reese that can't shoot for nothing. But Caitlin Clark, everything that was promised and the things that she was showcasing in Iowa, she came over here still actually got a lot better. I didn't
yeah,
even
she
know
got a
that she
lot
can,
better.
yeah, because she can score in the paint and outside, all around. She's an all around. I'm not sure so much of her defense game, but I did see maybe one highlight of her where she came from the back and blocked somebody or stole the
Yeah,
ball. So I've seen a few of those. So I'm not sure where her defense game is at. But all I just know that that's one of the main things that's been suffering on YouTube a lot. Caitlin Clark about that whole fragrant foul that she did.
yeah,
And the media is just making it. It's a debate. Is it a fragrant foul? Did Angela Reese have to overreact and stuff like that? So I think that's where the whole RG3 thing that he was covering was saying, man, that's a dirty player. And it would have been different if she could shoot, be a great player,
yeah,
but they're just not friends. Stephen A. Smith actually covers that a lot better than what I'm trying to say. Yeah, man.
yeah. Yeah, even your boy, the one that does the pizza testing stuff. Remember
Yeah,
when Ryan
yeah.
Clark was calling him out? Yeah, he he
Hmm.
he posted a few TikToks responding to Ryan Clark. Yeah, yeah. If you watch his TikTok, man, he'll like school it down for you, like explaining why it's not racist and it's just a hate issue on Angel Reese's part.
Gotcha, man. So that's what it is, man.
Oh yeah, just the jealousy. That's all. Because one got the drawing star power compared to another one that doesn't really have star power like that. It's not just their playing skills, but it's just the attraction they bring to the game.
Very
And
much.
Caitlin Clark, man, she's like bringing the fans and the viewers.
Yeah, she definitely is. The viewers, because she's balling, man. The girl can pass. She
Oh
can pass,
yeah,
shoot. Even like her move, it seems like it's her signature move from behind the back and stuff when she's driving in.
yeah, yeah. She can move. She got handles, and she can shoot. She's like I said, she's the female Stephen Curry, shooting that ball all over the court.
I believe she attended Kobe Bryant's camp too.
Ooh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Allegedly. I'm not sure. I think I heard that. But yeah, man. Well, it just seems like that the black women are just they they just can't stop her.
Yeah,
You
look
know what
like
I
to
mean?
stop her.
And I
Once
think
she
that's
gets that
that's
little
what makes it
space,
worse. That's what makes it worse.
yeah, once you give her that tiny little space, man, she's gonna take that shot and bust it on you.
I take
Solid
that
with that
back,
re up in
man.
her face.
Yeah, I take that back. I don't think black women are envy of her, jealous of her. They were just like, she need to earn her keep too, just like everybody else. And so far she's doing what she's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just that one player that has a thing against her big time.
Well, they came up together. They have long history, I believe, from the NCAA. You know,
Oh yeah.
so
That's what I say. She was jealous of her game in college and still jealous of her game right now.
well, I
It's
don't
like,
think she's jealous of her game. I just think that Angel Reese is just her confidence does not. It's not the same as the way outside of the game because she's very confident. She's very beautiful too, and she's actually making a lot of hits off of a lot of interviews that she's getting. But unfortunately, it's not transferring on the court, and I
oh
think
yeah.
that's what a lot of the sports media folks are talking about. But then again, she has her own fans too. She has a lot of fans too. You know what I mean?
Oh
Angel
yeah.
Reese,
She had
that's
her own
all it is.
McDonald's meal, remember?
Yeah, there
They
you
had, her,
go.
they had a meal
So
for her. But I'm just saying, it's just like, just leave Caitlin Clark alone. Do your game and she does her game. Like, don't need to be talking about her on media and stuff. Just focus on yourself. You're a good ball player, but you're too worried about someone else and it's messing up your game. And just like I said, she's living in her head for rent free.
Is that drama? I guess the question now is that drama even worth entertaining? That it will help bring more people, more viewers to the WNBA, or is it something that the WNBA needs to try to end already because it's a help promoting the game and for all the ladies and future ladies? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think this drama is good for the WNBA because it makes people want to watch when those two link up. When they play a game to see how tense the drama would be. It's like this is like WWE. They just want to set up the matches so they can get that viewing.
Yeah.
Get the ratings up and just yeah.
So you're saying it's a good thing. I feel like it is too, man. It brings whatever can bring people to the seats, fill up the seats and
Oh yeah.
stuff. Especially when I mean, let's just say it, bro. You got a white girl outshining, just dominating what is a black sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black people have been dominating this sport for forever. So I think that's why Caitlin Clark is bringing hope, not just to Caucasians, maybe majority of Caucasian folks, having them come back out. Like they could do that instead of just being analysts in sports media. You know, actually, they can
Oh
actually
yeah.
play ball, man.
They need dramas, everything, bro. So it make it more interesting. Fills up the
Real.
beef and the hype for that game. And you get something, for everybody to talk about. Like, hey, did you see what you call it said? And whoop de whoop. And it's like, man, it's like everybody feeds off of drama nowadays, bro. It's like that's the best thing. I think the Kardashians did well. They all about drama.
That's all I got with Caitlin Clark and AJ Reese, bro. You got anything else on those guys?
Nah, that's about it, bro.
So the next one that what do y'all think, audience? Let us know. Drop a comment below, man. Who are you with? You team Caitlin or you team Angel? Let us know what y'all thoughts are, man. Is it a race thing or is it just a drama thing like a WWE? We love to hear from you, the listeners. So this next topic right here, oops, you know what I'm saying? What is it? Mental health. We hear it a lot. Social media, even main media, everyone's talking about it. Dwayne Johnson. I don't know if Jason Momoa has, but I've know other artists that's been speaking upon this and just trying to shed that light because Polynesians, we tend to not want to entertain that kind of stuff. So shout out to all the polys with their podcast who's been speaking upon this, the importance of it and spreading awareness. It's okay to find those that are not your family members or your pastors or your parents to seek help, to talk to about whether it's when you were grown up, getting beat the crap out, because the way we were raised, it's a lot different from the way we're raising our kids. So I brought this up, Bruce, because trying to see if there's ways to cope. Because sometimes folks are just not comfortable to talk to strangers or just talk to anybody about their personal issues. So, have you ever experienced where you felt yourself that you had a lot of grudge or stress that you didn't realize that you had, and the only way to find out coping was through either drinking, sleeping with women, just working all day, keeping yourself
Yeah.
busy, playing video games, doing content creating stuff? You ever experience any of that stuff? Do you think or believe in this whole thing called mental health?
Oh yeah, because the way we were raised is like you better keep your mouth shut or I'll give you something to cry about. Like it's out of Fuspau, whatever they could find to hit you with. So, it's like our generation was born up pretty tough, because I say this generation is raised a little different because we're more softer on them. You know what I mean? It's like with mental health issues, it's like we had them back in the days, but we didn't know how to express it. We kept it to ourselves, and that's why,
Yeah.
like, not to bag on the Balinese, but that's why they got a lot of anxiety in their life because they contemplate about everything. They get overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. But I think we just handle pressure a little different because our upbringing was like a lot more strict than anybody else nowadays. And for like mental wise, it's like I know it's there. You know, a lot of our people get those suicidal thoughts because they think they're depressed and stuff about things. Like for me, like I took my issues, like when I lost my wife, I didn't think I had any issues, but I actually did because like early last year, I started getting on, cocaine and stuff. And so I'm already thinking that I didn't have no mental issues, but deep back inside of my head, it was just like the grieving I was going through. And I just looked to cocaine and drinking every weekend, trying to like, I don't know if I was trying to kill the pain or just forget about it, but the sisters had to get together and, had basically, what you call it? What they call that again? You know what I'm talking about when they, it's not rehab, but it's intervention.
Intervention, yeah.
Yeah. So all the sisters got together. They poured out their hearts to me, saying that I'm going down the wrong path and all that. But it was good to get advice from them because it really helped me get back on track. Get off the cocaine and stuff, and cut down on the drinking too. But I didn't realize I had a problem because I guess I was going. That was my own way of mourning of my wife. So that's what I thought. Well, I didn't think that at the time, but in the back of my head, I was probably thinking that, hey, that's the solution to get over this hurt and loss. And so it's like it is good to have family around, especially people that you could talk to and people that care about you and telling you how they feel that you're hurting them because you're hurting yourself. So, and I'm glad I had an intervention with the sisters and they just all like, prayed for me, talked with me, and just always checked up on me and stuff. And so it helped me get out of that, dark path and then get back on focusing on, just being here for my daughter. Because it's like, yeah, it's like she can't be losing both parents, bro. It's like she already lost a mother, can't lose a father. So you need to stop that being all stupid and with all the drugs and stuff, and just get back on track because you still got a daughter here, still young, and you got to be here for her till she's an adult. So, or even longer. So, but I think that was like my little depression thing, and then well, I didn't feel I had it, but it was a problem. But and that's the first rule of being depressed is denial and stuff. So can't be denying yourself all that. And I'm just glad I got out of that hole. So back on track again.
Yeah, that's deep, bro. I looked up to see if anxiety falls under depression, and according to sources, it says yes. Anxiety is the definition of part of mental health. Anxiety disorders are a group of mental health conditions characterized by excessive worries, fear, and anxiety, often leading to significant distress and impairments of a daily life. There are various types of anxiety disorders, including generalized anxiety disorders, panic disorders, social anxiety, and specific probias, whatever the fuck that means. While feeling anxiety occasionally is normal human experience, when anxiety becomes persistent, overwhelming, and interferes with a daily functioning, it may indicate an anxiety disorder. So I bring that up and I read that because I'm trying to piece together what I'm trying to communicate or say, because we are talking about this topic of mental health. I want to date mine back in like my upbringing, not the part where disciplinary through parents, because I wasn't raised that way. I was fortunate. I wouldn't say fortunate is the word, but my parents never disciplined me the way typical Samoan parents would, especially us in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. For those that were raised in the 90s in our generation, they know what I'm talking about. It's very, in America, we call that physical abuse. Straight up
CPS.
just, yeah, pretty much, man. Real talk. Some people get the stone cold. Some people get hit with the 2x4. You hear the stories of it, man. Getting whooped by, the water hose. Some even get, concrete bricks thrown at your face or your body. And that's just the way the parents, that's all they knew, right? Little that we know that our parents were actually going through mental health from their parents because it just kept passing on through generations and generations. Where I want to talk about is my time going to American Samoa back in whatever, the 1980s, the late 80s, and getting to second grade. I realized I didn't know how to read. I passed them grades where you were taught vowels and pronunciations and stuff like that. So little did I know, I was known to be, or I guess I was categorized as a class clown, somebody that didn't care about education,
Exactly.
not realizing that I just simply did not have the right tools or was brought up or taught to read. I didn't even know how to read till even past high school, bro. So, I graduated in 99, so you can only imagine. I'm saying that because through the lack of understanding how to read in 2000, as I was going getting these jobs, I was working these regular, you know, retail or restaurant jobs because those were the only ones that I qualified for at the time. And I wanted to find myself working for in a mall at a retail store. It was a clothing store. And I just remember one time I became assistant manager through my hard work. Thank God for my manager at that time, gave me an opportunity to be assistant manager. And I asked him, so what do you think I can do? He's like, well, you're a hard worker, brother. You can do this with some education. It'll help you elevate. But little did he know, I didn't want to share with him that I didn't know how to read. I got all my information and how to talk with people through music videos, movies, stuff like that. It went on. It went on, bro. I remember one of the regional manager pulled me to the side when I was working for a cell phone company and asked me, Ken, you got a lot of potential on you. My advice for you is to work on your grammar and your speech. And it hit me hard because I was just like being very stubborn. I didn't want, like you said, I didn't want to admit that I
Hard
had a
head.
problem.
Yeah.
So then I would use excuses, you know, with my past relationships, because those girls were all great to me. But they always say, man, you're a very smart person, but you're not inserting yourself and focusing on the longevity for our relationship, whatever that was. And for me, I will always dodge it, but like, nah, school ain't for me. Shoot, I'm just gonna be a worker. I felt like at that time, working hard was what all you needed. Fast forward to now, realizing that that's not even the case as you're trying to move up or elevate yourself. So I'm not saying that I just now learned how to read. It was over time. you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I started reading by the Bible. Started reading the Bible. I just found that I found peace on that, and I spent like in my whole life, I think I read from Genesis to Revelations maybe 2 or 3 times the whole book. And I think because what I come to realize there's a difference when you read something and you're actually applying it, or you're able to understand what you're reading. And there's a difference in something that you read, you understand the concept, but you're not applying it. And why am I saying that? Because a lot of times with those that have degrees, and I'm not bashing on anybody, just my own personal experience. Those that have degrees or has positions that they're in, they don't have the awareness of either reading the crowd or just your own staff, and doesn't have that leadership role of able to elevate folks. If that makes any sense. But that was my anxiety also. That was my mental health. How did I cope with it? Well, like I said, man, I started off by reading the Bible, participating in youth ministry stuff. And through that, by reading the Bible and then becoming like a worship leader, leading some team members, not in the Psalm 1 community, but international. Being around those I realized I was into like music chords, where you can actually see the stuff. So it forced me to understand that and read it by writing songs and stuff like that. So that led to another thing. I find myself start comprehending what I was reading. And maybe just a few years later, man, I found myself even really digging into books, reading all these kind of books. But thank God for AI. Thank God for the technology, because I'm a better learner from audiobooks. I'll still read, but I'm able to capture the main point of any books through audio. And I know that's why I'm into podcasting. That's one of the reasons why I got into podcasting, was just to help also with my public speaking. So
Yeah.
that's a little story of me. Also, that's why I wanted to talk about mental health, because I feel like the world's probably can relate. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're not a dumbass like Kenny Mufanua that didn't know how to read, but
Nah, it's just that's part of the pressure, man. You downing yourself, you know what I mean? Like you just
yeah.
gotta learn how to keep yourself up.
But that's what I'm saying though, because when I say that to people, they're like, "What? What do you mean you didn't know how to read? You read perfect." I'm like, "Yeah, but before I didn't. I mean, I still stumble. That's why I forcefully read on the podcast or while I'm work in front of people because I was able to overcome that. You know, so there's ways to cope it. The way I coped it was finding those that I felt who was role models at the moment. You know, and shout out to them because they took the time. They understood me that I had an issue and they were there not laughing at me, but they helped me through it. You know, whether it's pastors, whether it's relationships of men and women that I cross paths with. And that's where I'm at right
Exactly.
now, man. So, what am I saying, folks, for the listeners? It's important to seek help. Doesn't even have to always be somebody that's professional or licensed to do
It could
that.
be your family.
Yeah, or you could be a stranger, somebody that you see that you I wouldn't want to say idolize, but you find that you see their characteristic of the way they carry themselves, whether it's at work, home, or wherever at in public, man.
Exactly.
That was deep, cuz. I didn't know that me and you had some fucking issues, Zeus.
I know, that's all I'm saying. Like I didn't know until I went through it. 'Cause like I said, it was denial, like I didn't feel like there was nothing wrong with me, but deep inside there was something wrong.
It even
You know,
affected it affected relationship too. I felt like I was a good communicator with any of my partners. Kind of
yeah,
find out. I, I thought I was a good communicator, but no, I was arguing with them because I felt insulted because they didn't understand where I was coming from. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, yo,
exactly.
I'm better than you. No, I ain't. I got a lot to learn. I got a lot to learn
Nobody's
also.
better than anybody. That's the main thing. Everybody's equal.
Yeah, because I find that for both of us that we can both relate on that, man. We laugh at our problem, bro.
Yep, that's how I am too, man. I'm like you say, you was a class clown, just like me. I was just a straight joker.
Yeah.
Always find jokes and things,
So I
and
used to
just
always
like
be like that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just saying, like me and my daughter, we have a dark humor about her mom and my mom. We just crack, you know, jokes that not supposed to be cracking, but that's how we cope with it. It's like it's
Hmm.
offensive to other people, but it's just the way me and her communicate about that. So it's our
Yeah.
way of coping with things. But people don't. Sometimes some people don't get it, and other people are like, man, them and their humor, man. It's like it's not right. So, but it's just the way we deal with things. Everybody got their own way of dealing with things. That's how me and my daughter deals with it. We like cracking jokes all the time.
Yeah, man. Well, hopefully this reaches out to those and touches somebody, or hopefully they can relate. Drop a comment, man. Let us know how y'all feel. What are you doing to cope? Sometimes it just helps to be around, bro. Do you think feel like because obviously your sisters and family members had an intervention with you, and that helped you get through the hurdle between RIP to your wife, Melly.
Yep,
So it seems like there's always a group of people to help with all that stuff. I do so.
exactly. There's always somebody there for you. You just don't know it. Like if you feel like you don't got nobody there, there's always somebody that's willing to help you. Just like he said earlier, you have a stranger come up to you and just make your day, just having a simple conversation. That's the power of words, man. If you say good morning to somebody, you only realize how much they needed that good morning or God bless you or a hug. Simple little things, man. Like simple little gestures go a long way for somebody. It'll change their day real fast. You
Yeah,
ain't got those
yeah,
group of people that don't want to be hugged or talked to. So it's like you get, but I say majority, 80% of the time, somebody will feel a lot better when you say, good morning or God bless you, or just give them a simple hug. It goes a
yeah.
long way. Trust me.
Somebody told me where I work at, like, Kenny, why are you consistently always positive? And to me, I'm just like, normally people will take that as a compliment, but for me, I'd be like, man, I feel like there's something wrong with me because people,
Yeah.
as you know, you work at a place where people they express their feelings, And it seems like those that express their feelings get their way. Well, depends. I kind of
Yeah,
feel like I was like that too. If something bothers me, I'll verbally say something about it. But I struggle with that too because I feel like I don't have the right words to express what I'm trying to say.
yeah, yeah. Just like it's like you don't know, you think you don't know what to say, but you just speak, from the heart, man. It's like just let it out because like these type of things ain't planned. You know what I mean? It's just part of life. You just gotta just go with the flow, but just make sure you don't mess things up with everybody. But like me, I'm just like you. I don't got a lot of words in my vocabulary, but I just say what I feel. Like if I got a problem with something, I'll actually let them know about it right there and then. Or if I got something positive to say, then I'll speak. What I feel about them. Or hopefully my words will help them out with whatever they're going through. So I'm just saying the power word, man, is amazing. It's like how we all believe in the word of God. Just you speaking positive amongst people, man, it'll be a life changer for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of what there was something I was thinking of when you said that. Oh, I forgot, bro. Oh yeah, the words, right? So I was afraid, I guess, or nervous to speak in public. And emotions. There you go. Now I got it. Thank you. Another thing I didn't like to what the reason why I didn't want to correct people in public is because I know that I'm a passionate person and I talk
Yeah,
from like you said, you speak from within, speak from your heart. And you know what I hate, you know what I don't like, bro? It's because I end up like when I'm speaking, rather it's to justify whether it's work or a relationship or even in public, it's overwhelming. Then I find myself shedding tears, bro. And I'm like, damn, you little crybaby, stop
oh,
freaking crying,
and
yo.
we all like that, man. You get angry and you start crying. It's like
Yeah. And I'm just like, man, why can't I just talk normal? Why can't I be passionate about something and be articulated about it? And instead, I'm like, find myself like, yeah, I was, I just want you guys to know I love y'all, man. All of a sudden, tears coming out. You guys mean a lot to me, man.
especially if you're drunk, bro. Those feelings start coming out.
Bro, man, I'm just talking about even like through
Yeah, I
leadership
know what
and
you're
stuff.
talking about.
Even
Yeah.
in meetings, bro, or even when I'm talking to my wife, man, when I'm passionate about something, all of a sudden she'd be like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "I don't know. I hate this. I hate this about me. Damn." She the
You to
only one
come
that'll see
out.
my tears. Zeus. She the only one to see my tears. You're like, then I see her shedding tear a little bit because your boy, what I'm saying, it hits the core. But I was like, man, I need to reverse
Exactly.
that. I need to reverse that. I don't like it though, bro. I really don't like it. I want to be able to articulate it and express what I'm trying to say without no
But
tears coming out, man. Because I used to be like, Sully, this Asuelu guy, man, for the fiance 90, the 90-day fiance thing, the Samoan Oops.
yeah,
Asuelu be crying, but it feels like, man, nah, that's a Samoan one thing, bro. It's a Samoan one thing for poly guys who can't articulate words well enough that they show their emotions by shedding a tear. You see it in the NFL. You see it anywhere for platforms. And I'll be the number one person, a hypocrite, like, man, don't be a punk, man. Don't be crying. Knowing very
yeah.
well that I'm the same way, man. So I'm trying to help, I'm trying to change that stigma, bro. Why? It's not a stigma. I'm just trying to change it when I'm talking in public, Goose.
Nah, I say you good, bro, because like at least you're saying with emotion. Like some people can like a bullshit all they want, like say what everybody want to hear, but you don't have no meaning behind it, though. You know what I mean? At least that way your wife knows that you true about what you're talking about. Yeah, if you didn't cry, you're like, man, I don't know if this guy's lying or telling the truth. It's like it's a 50-50 chance. But then you got people that use that crying technique to get their lie across, to get everybody, you know, to sell their statement. But I'm like, man, I'm like, but I said, like, if that's you, it's like there's no need to change. It's just like that's how you express yourself. Don't change it, then you become a different person if you're trying to change it. Just like be yourself, and that's the way you got to do it. Like that's how you know, Got to say out what's on your chest and just let it out. And if you got to show your emotions, you show your emotions. Don't try to, change it just because you think that it's not good enough for what you think. But, that's just how you are, though. Like me, like, I be crying at church when I hear certain hymns, you know what I'm saying? Like when they sing songs, it's
Mm,
just words, man. It's like, it gets you in those feelings, bro. And that's what eases my mind, too. It's like, I go visit church once in a while. I don't go every Sunday. I should be going, but just to being there to hear the worship songs, like, yeah, some of them be hitting hard. It's like, and it's a comfort feeling for you too. So like, even though you're not a strong churchgoer, but you still believe in God and stuff, and it just escalates those feelings when you experience that moment, and that's what helps with like being depressed and everything too. It's something uplifting. Just like I say I talk to my sisters, talk to the fam. It's like it's uplifting, like especially when we got that positive person to talk to. It's just like when you hear the long ones at church when the pastor was giving out that speech, man. It's like sometimes that really hits home. It's like it helps out with all the problems you're going through. It's like it's just the time you need to hear it, and it's like God knows when you need to hear it, and He'll just like bam, lay it on you right there and then, not expecting to, but it's just everybody got their own way of coping with things, and experience like those expressions and emotions, and a lot of things that help them out, and some people are different, but that's for me though. Like church will hit me like once in a while. That's why I like going sometimes. Like it's helped a lot though.
man, to the listeners, man, y'all heard it from Las the Boss and Kenny Mufanua, where we stand at with this mental health issues, man. It's good to share it to your brothers and sisters out there. Comment below, man. Let us know how you feel, how you're able to cope with it, man. But that's all we got right now. Unless Last, you got something else on this topic right here, also?
Now Uzo,
There you go, man. I love it. I love it, man. The next one we're about to jump into, man, Lilo and Stitch came out. I don't know if it came out last week, Friday. I don't know when it came out, but it definitely came out. And I'm telling you because the comments, casting controversies of Nani's portrayal sparked debate. It says that in Sydney, as Nani has ignited discussion about colorism and representation, while Algodong is Hawaii descent, critics argue that her lighter complexion doesn't align with the original character's appearance, raising concerns about authentic representation of Native Hawaiians. Some of the comments says, "You a light-skinned and white passing woman stole this role from a brown-skinned, visibly Hawaiian-looking woman," and that's from an Instagram. There's a few other ones, man. Fans, where is it? Erasing Pliky's drags and substituting it for a human suit is bad because Disney wants to appear, what was that, transphobes? I don't know what that means. Somebody was just saying, I just want to say, I tried. Ohana Regiment, Nani's new pad. The decisions to change the resolutions where Nani's fights to keep Lilo emphasize her deep commitment has sparked frustrations across social media. The Daily Beast, that was from the Daily Beast. Another one says, the live action adaptation of Disney's Lilo and Stitch notably excludes Captain Gantu, a key character in the original animation film. Somebody said, the live action remarks feels like a shrill, soulless imitation. So there you go, man. A whole bunch of polys and
negative, yeah.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them, man. A whole bunch of them. Just not feeling it, man. And you know what, though? I was also upset myself because I went to go check out Lilo and Stitch yesterday. Not at the movie, but to the fans that on TikTok. You know what I mean? Two of them that content creators that I followed both just spoiler alert. They didn't even give you a spoiler alert that they were going to spoil the movie. So I went over there, and I'm not going to do that on this platform. I'm not going to spoil anything about Lilo and Stitch. I'll leave it to you to go check it out. Because at the end of the day, it's a Polynesian movie that's been, shout out to Disney and everybody that put that together. To me, my wife, my kids, we love it. We came up with, it's a 10 out of 10. I ain't saying that just to be biased. I'm being real from my own expectation. I went in there not happy because of the comments I read, and I knew what I was expecting. Like you heard, they said some of the characters didn't show up. They replaced them. They also said that the characters, some of them are not even Polynesians, specifically Hawaiians. So it is what it is. I just want to tell the audience, for those that was not happy with that, man, be grateful that we got a freaking movie based about our people. That's the way I took it, man. That's my own personal opinion. If you want to complain about it, then go there and make a movie. Make sure I'm a cast me as an actor. I would love to join be in your movie. But but until then, man, chill out. Give it a 10 out of 10, man. Support the movement, the movie. This is the year, man. 2 years. We're going on 2 years, man, for Brown movement excellence. I call it Brown excellence, man. You got Dwayne Johnson and all the other Usos out there doing their thing on sports, film, music. You know,
Exactly.
stop. I used to be like, man, only Polynesian folks are like that. They crab mentality. Crab in the bucket. Nah, somebody educated me, put me on game, said, no, that's all race. So it just shows that we're people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's entitled for their own opinions. But why Oos is here? This is our platform. So I'm gonna say I did not appreciate the negativity and freaking like just you know calling out and what do they call that? Like spoiler alert, spoiling the
Yeah.
freaking movies for us that didn't go watch it, man. Save your
I
opinions
don't
for
know why
yourself.
people do that for. Yeah.
Why Oos? For real.
Hey, I gotta ask you, like, how was Tony on the track though?
Oh, he was singing on that one.
Yeah, he was the one that sang
There's no
song with the
place I'd rather
waves.
be
Yeah,
than
that's
a
him.
thing. I don't even know that. No, shout out to Ian Tony then. You know what I mean? Like for real,
Yeah.
bro. The movie's lit. I'm telling everybody, man, you need to go out there and watch it, man. Take your mama, take your dad, take your kids, take your baby mamas, take your other kids that you don't know about. Take them all to the movie theater and go support this film. There's not a lot of us.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait for the Moana live action to come out. Let's see how that one goes.
See, there you go with your typical Polynesian style. Why don't you go support this one, Oops? Take baby with you. You know what I'm saying? Just support it.
No, but I didn't really like Lilo and Stitch when it first came out. But I like Moana
Well,
though.
but the fans
Yeah,
don't even hear about that. It was just about support, cuz.
well, maybe I'll watch it. Who knows? Just to check it out,
Bruh,
just to see it,
yeah,
see what the
take
hype is
baby
about.
girl. Yeah, take baby girl with you and let's hear her reaction on it because I'm telling you, bro, it was so let me dial back. I was proud to be in that theater. Let me remind you, let me paint y'all the picture, folks. I'm in a state that 80% is Caucasian. And to see my Caucasian brothers and sisters come and support our movie, my heart was crying with joy, filled with joy, bro. For real, for real. I've never felt so proud. And I think Moana even did that to me. When I walked in the movie theater, everybody looking, smiling, yeah, like, yeah, that's my people. I wish they were my uncle and aunties, but no, they're not. But it, it, it was pride, man. I had a lot of pride, man, because a little old island, little islands like that to be on the big screen, man. You cannot take that away. So what that they messed up on some of the dialogues? So what that they cast different ethnicities that they're half? Heck, Samoans, we have a whole bunch of Afakasis, those that are mixed. Who cares if they had just a little drop of Hawaiian in them? We got to be just like black folks, man. You got a little bit of that, now you black. So she had a little bit of brown in her. She's Hawaiian. That's just me.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you loved the movie. That's good.
Yeah.
I need to go check it out too. See what's up.
It was funny, man. It was funny. It was heartbreaking. Had the emotions in there. There were some cringing parts too, like all of that, man.
But
So
was it really similar to the actual cartoon though? Like the storyline and everything?
yeah, it was
Pretty
it
accurate?
was similar to it. Yep, it was pretty accurate. You know what it is, man. Now this is like a reverse thing, right? Because normally you have it from the book readers complain about when movies are made, right? Like from what is Harry Potter, all these movies, all these book movies. you only hear it from the readers complain about it. Like, man, it ain't accurate. Man, just be grateful that they even filmed the movie. That's how good it was. It was on
Exactly.
the big screen, man. But that's my call to action to Disney, man. If you need an uncle, you know, hit me up. I'm pretty good at stuff. I can be an actor. Put that on my resume. Oops.
Oh yeah, I'll be a pirate on one of those shows.
Like what? Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, I'll be the one with the one leg, so they don't need props.
True that. True that. I'm pretty sure we had a whole bunch of pirates over there. They got the Caribbean pirates. Bruh, they should like make a movie off of Polynesian pirates.
Well, I heard somebody's coming up with an idea of making the history of the islands, bro. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but it might cause a lot of drama because everybody's gonna agree with the, history that they wrote and filmed. So it's gonna be a lot of arguments. It's gonna be a lot of drama. But I'll see if that comes to manifest it. So who knows? We get a
Man, it's
50-50 reaction.
it's no difference from this podcast, bro. Like people was hating on you, well, at least the Jimmy Garoppolo haters. I mean, the
Oh
Jimmy
yeah,
Garoppolo lovers, that disagreed. That's what it is,
all the
man. It's a
Brock Purdy.
platform.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was supporting all the Jimmy Garoppolo fans because I was like, heck yeah, that's right. Tell them Brock sucks.
yeah. Brock's gonna tear it up this year. You guys wait to see.
I'm looking forward to it, because we have all our stuff already on all social media, man. So if it happens, I'll be able to make some of these videos and say, like, you can be like, I told you so, with me talking about smack,
Exactly.
you know, miserably failing on it. But we're going to jump into
Uh,
the next one, unless you got something else on the Lilo and Stitch.
Nah, nah, nah. You watched the movie, I did, so I gotta go see it.
Yeah, man. And you know what? And another thing I wanted to add on that before I close this segment out of Lilo and Stitch gossip, Polynesians being unhappy about it and stuff, saying that, oh, they're not from Hawaii. I'm just, I'm all about good looking people, man. The cast was some good looking folks. And I'm just like,
Oh
heck yeah, yeah, good looking folks. So shout out to them that did their part. You know, Lilo, the actress, she deserves an award. She did very well, very well. Even her sister, forgot what her name was. Forgot what the name of the sister was. But
right.
yeah, man. So the last topic to close out this session of tonight, the Pacer fan getting harassed at a what game? The Indiana Pacers fan getting
Game
harassed from
two,
the
next game
game two next
in
game,
New York.
man. Yeah, bro. You want to talk about it, man, and then that way we can go for it since you already
Oh yeah,
updated with
I
it.
know it's all over TikTok right now. With that Pacers fan just walking down the block by the Knicks Stadium and then getting harassed, getting trash bags thrown at him. I say he kept it pretty cool, but he was scared for his life though. It was like first it started off with like 5 people, then the mob stopped forming, and he had like over 100 people just around him, just harassing him, taking on his jersey, trying to make him take it off, and throwing garbage bags at him from the street. I was like, man, it's like it caused big drama in, like all over sports world because even what's his name, Pat McAfee, right? McAfee or
Pat
whatever,
Pat Pat McAfee.
McAfee. Yeah, he had him on the show to let him know that Halliburton from the Pacers saw what happened on social media and then offered to demand 4 tickets to Game 4 in Indiana. So he feels like, hey man, that's the way we represent the team, even though he was getting harassed like crazy. I was like, but the main thing is the fan made it home safe. It's like he didn't get hurt, but he was getting provoked, to where like if it was a Polynesian, I think that Polynesian would have been turning around and start swinging. But this guy, he's like, nah, man, I ain't trying to fight, 100+ people by myself, and even the cops. So he had to walk to a cop car just to get these guys off of him. But I was like, man, don't hate on him, man. It's not him that beat your team. It's your team choked in that game. So hate on your team. Beat up your teammate or your players from your team. Don't be hating on a fan that was just trying to get home and stuff. But it was crazy though. It's all over TikTok though. Like it blew up big.
Yeah, man. Pat McAfee brought him on because Pat McAfee is from Indiana or Indianapolis, and of course, that's I'm gonna assume that's his team. So to bring a fan on, that's what's up. Shout out to him, and then also the Pacer player for giving him some seats and stuff. He reminded me of like that one time I believe it was a Patriot fan who was at a Raiders game in Las Vegas, and then
Oh
the
yeah,
owner,
yeah, yeah, I remember
you
that.
know, that love, man. So maybe I should do something like that. Hopefully, I get bashed on. When I go watch Caitlin Clark and put on an Angel Reese jersey, see if I get bashed on. Maybe get some free tickets. Who knows? Because Indiana's only 2 hours away from me. You know what I mean?
Or when the Niners play in Carolina, just go over there with the Niner jersey and get harassed.
Bro, I've been to a lot of games. I even been to the Panthers stadium when the Niners were playing. I must say, man, it
Really?
wasn't like that. It wasn't like that because the Niner Nation, bro, that red and
Pretty huge.
gold, huge, Juice, huge. Everywhere I went, been to Philly, where else? Panthers, Atlanta, Green Bay.
Texas.
No, I haven't been to Texas to watch the game. I'm just trying to check all the games out.
Oh, I
Definitely
was just
gonna.
saying they're big in Dallas. Remember, every time they play Dallas in Texas, you see a sea of red.
Yeah, everywhere else. So I never experienced that. And plus, football fans are a lot different than New York is just hyped up because it's been a long time coming. The last time New York been up there was what, in the 90s, Jordan time. So
Yeah, with Patrick
that's
Ewing and them.
yeah, Patrick Ewing, John Starks, and all of them. Moose. Yeah, that's good for him, man. Good for the fan. He got some.
Got a lot of hate, but he got a big reward from it though. That was a good thing.
Yeah. So to our audience, man, comment below if you ever experienced that. Let us know how it went and stuff like that. So that's what we got, man. So tonight's segment, man, we're gonna go right to the what is it? Motivational post. Tonight's
Let's see it.
motivational, yeah, man. Tonight's motivational post is even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. Yes. From T.L. Martin. Shout out to T.L. Martin, man. That's all I got for us
Mm.
tonight, cousin. Anything else that you have, bro, before we end the night? Oh, I'm sorry. We're gonna now jump into the comments. We saved the last for the best, man. We got a few comments up here, man. So let's see who we got here. Okay, well, shout out to Queen right there. Niners Empire, not Nation. There you go. Thank you for correcting me. Niners Empire. And then also Queen says, it's important. Can we even highlight that? No, it won't show. It's important to surround yourself with the right people, positive, and a positive community. Shout out to Queen for leaving a comment. Boom, right there for us, man. And if you like our merch, we ain't got no merch right now, man. Everything's sold out. But the best thing you could do is chime in to the whyoosh.com and donate. Donate $2, $3 and up, man. This is going to help promote us and get us out there because, a lot of social media platform has been reaching out, but we're waiting for the best ones to sign with, man. So we are free agents. Speaking to you, Barstool. Bro,
Hint,
yeah, man.
hint.
Hint, man. Yes. Oh man, you know what? I forgot. Our other segment was this week's highlight. This week highlight, man. I'm gonna shout out my girl Savannah. Shout out to Savannah, man. She be doing all the life insurance, period. Shout out to you, Savannah, man. For those that are looking for insurance, life insurance, whatever you need, financial advice, Savannah is the one to go for, man. I'm gonna post all her stuff on the link below. That's what we have right now, man. And if you like what you're looking at, folks, boom, right there, riverside.fm. That's our tag right there. That's our affiliated link of this kind of platform that we have, man. Yes. That's all I got, cuz.
Hey,
You have
good
anything?
sessions.
For real,
Nah,
man.
I'm
Let me
snapping
pull up.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, man. Let me get what's her name? Lily. Let me pull this up so that way we can advertise Lily, who's going to be joining us next week, Tuesday, same time. Australia will be Wednesday by that time. But yeah, let me get Lily up here. She was supposed to interview. She was supposed to come on our platform tonight to interview with us with the Wild Oats podcast, but Lily is under the weather. So prayers for speedy recovery, Lily.
Yeah, like
Lily. So just want to find that one, and then we can call it quits. Boom, there you go. Let me share this. Boom, shit.
Of Lele at 8 p.m. EST. Looking forward to this. Tomorrow's live, we're hanging with leading Melbourne-based Pacifica singer Voice of Lele at 8 p.m. EST. Looking forward to this interview. Drop your question, what you want us to ask Lele. See you then. Tomorrow's live.
There you go, man. Lily, the voice of Pacific. Man, make sure y'all tune in, man, next week. That's what we're going to have on our platform. And if y'all have any questions or curious who Lily is, man, drop a comment. We'll ask her those questions. Lily she's actually been around the business for quite some time, so that's Lily, man. Looking forward to that one, bro.
yes, sir. You see her Aussie accent, eh?
For reals. Righty. Well, that's all I got. You got anything else, fam?
Yes, sir.
Queen, do we have anything else we need to announce so I can go ahead and edit that on our thing right here? Let's see if Queen just hit us up, man. Anyways, bro, we gonna end the show, man. Thank you for tuning in. I am Kenny Mofanua.
And lost the boss.
And we out, Usos.
Bop.
Tales of the hustle, dreams come alive.
Look at that,
In the
Us.
future, watch them
Yeah,
strive.
Us.
Why, Us?
Why use? Tune in and vibe the drive. Why use? Tune in and vibe the drive.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we out.
Yo, cuz, I feel like we need to redo our intro, bro. Since we talked about our whole topic, you know what I'm saying?
That was a good man. That mental awareness one. That was like long.
That was a good one, huh?
Yeah, that was good. You even got you in your feelings. Is
Well, you know, it's all about the feelings, yo. Queen, hit that stop button so that way it's